Hi. Now, at Play Expo, when we're doing various interviews and chats and conversations and stuff, I most of the time remember to do my part. However, on this interview with Antstream, Joe, you were amazing. I completely forgot. So, this is Joe from Antstream to tell us a little bit more about their company, their vision for the future, and how the service is going. Enjoy.
We're running NVIDIA Shield, Xbox One and laptop this weekend, but we're also going to launch on Mac, Android tablets, Android mobile and Amazon Fire Stick.
A lack of Apple there. A lack of Apple.
Yeah, it's Apple. There's more hoops to jump through when you're putting something on their app store. A lot of people can just put stuff up on Google Play Store. It's not as simple with Apple, but the team are working on it.
I'm rubbish at this.
But I'm shocking at retro games. The team are working on it. It's just not something that we can put a date to because it's going to take a little bit longer. PS4 will hopefully be brought forward because we're very close to hitting our first stretch goal from the Kickstarter. We're literally a few £100 off it, so we might hit that by the end of today.
Wow.
And that'll help us fund the PS4 development and bring that forward so it's out sometime later this year.
Yeah.
Big piece of this is the social chat, like basically esports kind of meets retro. So playing challenges and all those things.
Yeah,
okay.
So once we've launched, obviously, you'll see this is an example of one of the challenges that's on there. You'll be able to challenge your friends against each other, set up high scores and see who's genuinely the best. But they're still tiered to give you the achievements as well of bronze, silver and gold.
Right.
And then there's daily achievements, logging in, play 100 games and so on and so on. But I think what will really set it apart from other retro platforms or anything that's been available in the past is the fact that you've got those global leaderboards.
Yeah.
So gamers love challenges, let's face it. They like challenging
Yeah,
each other. They like having
it.
that score next to their name and saying, go on, do better.
It's always been there, hasn't it? Any arcade game you play, it always ends with them three letters.
Yeah, exactly. So. And I think being able to capture that but in a much more modern way that translates to modern gaming is going to be really beneficial. And I think a lot of people will get behind that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It also leads the way for us into doing like, can we do retro esports with it? Can we do something else that sort of brings the community together in a different way that's previously been done?
And it brings the old games to like the kids that seeing where gaming came from.
This weekend has been amazing because the amount of dads and kids that we've seen playing. He's not moved for about 2 days either. That one. He is absolutely killing it on this prehistoric HAL challenge.
See the score,
right? But the response we've had from younger gamers who obviously have never seen these games before most of the time is amazing.
Yeah.
And they pick them up and they struggle a bit further and they go, oh no, I can totally do this. But watching them try to play Dizzy Egg and things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're really looking forward to is that sort of, I don't want to say father-son because that's incredibly gender specific, but it's that parent-child relationship.
Exactly,
if this is what I played when I was your age, have a go.
My daughter's getting into gaming now, slowly. So when she's only 7, so when she's like 10ish, I'll be bringing her to one of these and going, this is what I got into gaming.
Yeah,
and she'll probably look at you going, wow, this
why is there only 3 colours?
Yeah. Why are there so many pixels?
Yeah.
But
overall, I think they love it because it's something that they've not seen and it's challenging.
Yeah,
and
very.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's been really, really good to see it this weekend, just how people are responding to it. And so many kids have dragged their parents back because they want another go.
Yeah. And it's nice to get them away from Minecraft and Fortnite.
It's something a bit different. I think the fact because it's a monthly subscription as well, but you've got literally hundreds of games on there. They're not going to run out of stuff to play.
Amiga games.
Like, I'm bored and I don't have anything to play, but that's a lie. Like, come on. And I think that's again, it's going to be another good point for it. Is there's so much variety there. Do you want to shoot stuff? Do you want to do a puzzle game? Do you want to shoot something slightly different? Do you want to beat something up? Do
you want to shoot a different
coloured
block?
Do you want to shoot a thing in space, or do you want to shoot something?
Yeah. But some of the games on here I've not seen for years. Zool. I haven't seen Zool since I had an Amiga back in the day.
Right. You can also multi-platform it as well. So some games we've got the rights on multiple different platforms. So if you play Dizzy on the Spectrum, you can play it on the Spectrum. If you had it on the Atari, you can play it on the Atari, so on and so on.
Right.
So it's not every game, but those where we've got the multiple licenses, you can choose to play it on the console you recognise when you were younger, which is quite nice.
Yeah, there were massive differences, especially when you look at Sonic on the different Sega side. Huge. I've got Sonic 1 on the Game Gear. And my mate had it on the Mega Drive, and you can see the difference in it instantly, pretty much. God, there's loads.
Yeah, I think we're launching with, I think it's up to 500 now for launch. We hold the licenses for about 2,000 games, but obviously it takes a while to prep and get them on the system, program all the buttons, make sure it works in every format. But we have 2,000 licenses currently that we've signed, and we're launching with 500. So.
And you've got Jim Bagley.
And we've got Jim Bagley, the power of Jim Bagley.
Yeah.
Cannon Fodder, Metal Slug, and I think Dizzy got the best response. Oh, and Sensible Soccer.
Yeah, Sensible Soccer. Wow, yeah.
So when we announced those on our social channels, the feedback was just incredible because people remember sitting down and playing them with their mates, and they were the ones that started it for so many people. I think it's 5 or 6 Dizzy games we've got overall. The Oliver Twins have been fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they've
nice
worked
guys.
very closely with us, and they've been a huge support. Because again, it's like having Jim Bagley. You've got some good names there that can go. Look, it is really good.
He's a huge name, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the Oliver brothers. But I've just got games firing across my head now that I really want to see on it.
The nostalgia's very real when you sit down and look at it and go,
you see all the pictures you're like,
those memories.
Yeah, but it's like flashback for me. I lost days of my life getting through flashback.
Right.
Because it was on the Amiga and you couldn't save it. But there's that, there's Zool, which you've got, James Pond, massive game. Walker, I'd love to see Walker.
We've got our marketing directors currently pushing for Defender. Because he's American, so obviously it's quite UK centric, but understandably so at the moment while we're launching out. But we are looking at broadening to those sort of, more US titles and things. But a lot of arcade, a lot of ZX Spectrum, a lot of sort of UK developers on there.
Definitely, yeah. And I've tried to get a couple of games running. I've got a PC at home, obviously got a PC at home, but trying to get that running, these kinds of games running on Windows 10 is impossible. Short of having like DOSBox and coding knowledge, it's not going to happen.
That's the thing, it's the idea that there's always going to be people that want to do it that way. Cool beans, you do you. What we want is to provide something for people that don't want to faff around with that, they don't want to deal with that, they don't want to go in those dodgy grey areas of
the dark corners of the internet.
They don't want to do that. They want a legitimate way of playing games that they love without having to either spend a fortune or lose all their shelf space.
Exactly, yeah.
And this is the thing, and we're hoping that this is where it'll slot into that market.
The other part of the market this will slot into is collectors, because they're going to buy the big box games and seal them back so they stay in mint condition and still be able to play the games.
That's the thing, because when you open it, devalues.
Oh, massively.
That's the thing.
I mean, how recent are you looking at getting with your game licenses? Are you
working through it. So when you're trying to preserve retro games, it makes start at the beginning, which is pretty much what we've done-ish.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 70s, 80s, a few early 90s. But as the platform grows, it's one of the reasons that we're doing streaming, because as we add more and more games, those files are going to become bigger. Those games are going to become bigger, and this is the easiest way to access them. But we have no intentions of stopping with mid-arcades in the 90s. It's just a case of how many licenses can we work with, what games can we get? Yeah, who wants to work with us and what can we do? And so far the response again has been really good. It's just an ongoing process, way above what I do, but as you can imagine, it's constantly going in the background to see what we can do and where we can go next.
It's got to be seriously impressive. One of the things I've heard and been told, I was chatting to the guy on doing Jarheads. No, it weren't Jarheads, it was Robot Champions. There was a company making a direct TV to game of BattleBots.
Right, okay.
And they'd completed the game, it was ready for release, it was released in a month, and the TV series got cancelled. And because of that, they had to cancel the entire game. Yeah. So is there a danger of that happening with this?
I mean, I want to say no. I suppose the more...
Not the service as a whole, but say sliced by.
Once a game is up there, in theory it will stay up there for good. This won't have the same rotation that something like Netflix has, for example.
Of course.
However, obviously that is down to the rights holders at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But a lot of these agreements have been dealt with it's going to be on Antstream to preserve your title, so as long as you want your title preserved, it will stay up there. Obviously, things change all the time. Yeah. But this isn't going to be a rolling changing service like Netflix has, where we're going to take Slice By off you next month.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, didn't get around to it. We're hoping to not have to go down that route. But again, not all the power lies with us, but we're doing everything we can to make sure these games are available long term.
Yeah, no one can predict the future, can they?
Exactly. But the goal is definitely to keep everything on there, as long as we're keeping everyone happy.
Is there a danger if, say, they did a full remaster of Double Dragon that could stay on there, or is that
what, and put a remastered
possibility?
version on there?
Yeah.
Again, it's probably going to depend on what license that falls under. If it falls under the original license, chances are we could probably
get
upgrade
it
the
on.
version we've got.
Right.
If they've given that to another company and they're the ones doing it, again, that
all depends, doesn't it? Yeah.
Because the biggest thing for us was to make sure this was legitimate. So much of it falls under making sure that everybody is happy and that the right things are in the right places. But there's nothing to say that if a high definition version is released, there's nothing to say that it shouldn't or couldn't go on Antstream.
Exactly, yeah. So I had it there, right there, my next
Should have
question.
had a
and it's
notepad.
I don't do writing. What's next? What's coming?
So weirdly, we just signed Matthew Smith this morning.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
I know, I bet he was like,
It was like, the whole team was like, oh my god. Obviously, again, we've still got to program the games, we've got to get everything sorted, but that is pretty exciting. However, once the Kickstarter is over, which is the 10th, we're then going to go into early access a few weeks after that. So anyone who's pledged £43 or more on the Kickstarter will get early access from the end of May, start of June.
awesome.
The beta will follow shortly after that because we want to make sure that when we do full launch, this is good.
It works.
It has to be absolute. So that we're looking at doing Western Europe and the US for the beta, and then launch will follow shortly after that. So you're looking at sort of end of summer probably for launch at the moment, unless we suddenly go,
That's not bad.
but it's all looking really good. The goal with the team as we get bigger and bigger, I mean, you've seen how many of us there are, there's very many of us. But as the team expands, the goal is to be adding up to 10 titles every week, along with challenges for some of those. So
Jeepers, you've really got your work cut out for you then, haven't you?
the roadmap is massive, and I
bet.
think the guys hate me every time I mention it.
How about we... No, get out,
Yeah,
go away.
it's literally. And I go, is that on the roadmap? And they go, yes.
Yes, and I
There's
still
so much
hate
to
you.
work through, and it's literally like 15 people that are doing it, which is why we can't always go, yeah, we'll get on that right away. We'll get on it when we can. But
And I bet you're getting feedback saying, I want this, can we have this, I want this.
oh, we have a feedback list because we've got a Discord server and we have a feedback channel in that, and it's like, fire it in here. And it doesn't matter what you ask for, we will put it on the list because it lets us know what direction we should be going in. So we know that people want a lot of point-and-click adventures. So cool, do we go out and have those conversations next? It's things
Broken
like
sword.
that.
Broken sword.
Discworld
Discworld.
so much, and Monkey Island.
Yeah, Simon the Sorcerer.
Yeah,
Lots
these
of-
have come up a lot, and
I'll
because
bet.
we're trying to listen to the community because they're the ones that will shape Antstream and where it'll go. And that feedback, I think we're going into 400 games that they've requested. They know that we can't go, yeah, we're on it, but they do know that we'll have those conversations to see if we can be on it. But the content team are very good. I think they ingest on average 5 games per week at the moment, so they're just looking at upping that. And the goal is 10 a week, but obviously, as we ease into launch, it could be a little bit slower until we've got the manpower.
Yeah, exactly. And the optimizations will come over time, won't they? As you get more and more games under your belt, you'll realise that it's a lot quicker over time to just get them out.
Yeah, that's
But
just
you've got to do it right.
Got to do it right.
Yeah.
So everything is tested. Like the 2 guys that work in the office as testers, that is their job to make sure that the latency is as low as possible. That the games work, that there's no glitches, there's no bugs, there's no smears on the screen, and they literally test every single day to make sure that this is good when it goes public.
Yeah. Latency is a massive thing into streaming, because I know GeForce now started theirs, but latency for that has not been very impressive.
No, I had someone commenting on a few other services that are offering retro stream, and they've said it can be up to like 0.4 milliseconds, which just isn't good enough when you're playing a Switch shooter.
Exactly.
So far this weekend, we've had no one fall out because something hasn't happened as they press the button. We've had no one say, I can't play this because of the lag. And to me, considering we've had about 800-900 people play over the weekend, that's incredible to have that.
Is good, yeah. So all this that we're seeing this weekend is from the servers, it's not on the drive? Wow.
Nothing's on the drive, nothing's downloaded. Everything you're playing this weekend is streamed.
Is the full service?
Yep.
That's good, that.
We wanted to make it as close to what the experience will be at home because we're now so close to that early access and that beta that we want to show people this is what it's going to be when it launches.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what you've played, no matter how good or bad you are,
Bad, as we found.
I'm shocking. No matter what you've played, that's the experience. So if you've not experienced that lag or latency, that's a live server that you're playing off and streaming it off.
Yeah, and you've not smoothed the FPS out. Back in the day, it was a low FPS experience, but that's what retro is. You
Yeah.
need the full feeling.
Yeah, they've tried to make it as genuine as they can to what people will remember playing. There's no point in fiddling with it and smoothing it over, because that's not what people remember playing.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this is to preserve that nostalgia in those games.
Exactly, nostalgia. And the big thing that I've found getting to know a lot of the retro community is they're so loyal to the original
Oh,
thing.
they are very passionate.
Very passionate.
Very
but
passionate.
they're very understanding.
Yeah.
They're a nice bunch of guys that I've found. And
Yeah,
they'll
they
know,
are.
we know that things take time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So-
We really haven't had that much sort of negativity, and any that we have, once they realise we're willing to engage in conversation with them, they totally get it. Because
Yeah.
they understand that these things take time. You can't just, game development of any kind is a long process. And they've all been incredibly understanding, because they also know we're willing to listen.
Yeah.
Like, someone leaves a comment, we're probably going to get back to them as long as we see it.
In the flood.
Yeah, in the flood, but the minute they realise that we're willing to have that conversation and it becomes a two-way conversation, they understand what we're trying to do and that it's for the community.
Yeah.
It's for gamers, it's by gamers. Every
by
single
gamers,
person
yeah.
is a gamer or is from a game development background. Like, every one of us has come from that industry, so...
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well, I think...
Can we have that as the quote when we launch? It's brilliant.
Yeah, can if you want, yeah.
I like that.
You can quite happily have
Sums
that.
it up.
Who was it? What game were you playing when you got quoted?
A pirate type one. It was an indie one. It was like a pirate one. And is it your Balancing Pirates or something?
Balance of Kingdoms.
And I said it's alright. It's pretty good or something.
That's a
I said-
stellar
I said
review.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good or something like that. And they put it on Twitter. It's like, yeah,
That's pretty banging.
Yeah, there's something along the
amazing.
lines of, is that, what was it now? There's something like, this is the new Mario Kart, but he
Yes,
meant to say,
Yeah, that's what it was. Because it was like Mario Kart, but it's for more like kids, like on a couch type thing. So it meant,
Right.
Oh, it's like the new Mario Kart. And he went, I'll have that.
we'll have that. He didn't put on what he said after, which was, it's the new Mario Kart for killing friendships.
Brilliant.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
but I'm properly impressed. The one thing that I will ask
Yeah.
is something that is going to worry a lot of people, not the question, the answer.
All right.
What's the security you've got in place for like card details and things like that?
Right.
If you can say.
Obviously, we're locked down on GDPR. The cards are. Start my sentence again. Card details are actually stored with a third party, so they're not stored with Antstream, so it's as secure as possible because it's locked down.
Okay.
All we keep is your name and your email address.
Right.
We're aware that that is obviously a big
At the minute,
concern
it's a
for people.
huge concern.
Yeah, so the card details don't sit within the Antstream company, they sit within a third party that we have that contract with. So
Yeah.
everything is locked down and secure.
Yeah, because we've got. I don't know if that's coming up or not. It's doing my head in though. At the minute, we've got the hate on Epic Games launcher because
Yes.
their security is questionable, apparently.
I think they've tried to keep a lot of it in-house from what I've gathered as well.
Yes.
We are fully aware again of being a small startup company with a few people that was something we had to look elsewhere for, and that's what we've done. For a more detailed answer, I can try and grab Kevin who deals with that, because as community manager, literally don't deal with it.
Yeah,
But
completely.
to my knowledge, in the last that I was informed, the way we literally hold your name and email address, the card details sit outside.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's not something that worries me, but I know someone who's going to be watching is going, yeah, but how secure is their details?
No, we're going to go on your Amazon account, mate, and do all our shopping.
Yeah.
But no, not
Just don't check any of your bank details for the next month. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, for a more in-depth answer, I can try and grab Kevin, as I say, but I know that all that sits externally.
Yeah, we'll put it in just to
Reassure people.
Yeah,
that-
because there's always going to be one that's like, excuse me, I don't put my card details on there.
Yeah, like they'll
Well,
go
you
into your
can,
account
because it's fine.
obviously you need to pay for the service. But
Yes.
from that point on, we literally keep minimum details on you as a company of Antstream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, the main question then, what's it going to cost?
$9.99 a month.
WWE Network prices.
I believe so.
Yes. You've heard that a couple of times, I imagine.
That's my last communication. Obviously, we haven't gone out on any social channels and said that yet, so it is subject to change. So it might just be worth
course.
putting that in, just in case they turn around and go, oh, actually. But $9.99 was what my
Subject to
last
terms and
communication
conditions.
on it. Yeah, subject to someone going, actually, hang on a minute. But it will not go over that. I don't think. I'd be amazed.
Yeah.
It's
brilliant.
a nice, good round price for what you're getting. I feel.
Yeah, definitely. Well, last question, because I've asked everyone it.
Go for it.
What's your favourite dinosaur?
Oh.
Every reaction.
Oh yeah, I like that question. Velociraptor's such an obvious choice.
Do you know?
I do like a Velociraptor because you can do a really good impression. Like, I love a wee dino impression.
Yes, definitely. Well, we've only had Raptor once. We've had T-Rex twice. And we've had
T-Rex is
some
good.
really
We used to play the
spurious
T-Rex game when I used to work in retail. Obviously, when it was
Oh,
around
yeah?
yeah, you have to do everything with T-Rex arms.
Everything with
Everything
T-Rex
with T-Rex arms. Yeah, good luck with that.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I like a Raptor because you can do
Yeah, Raptors are good. I like the Raptor.
right.
And the Raptors stayed badass through all the films.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
but,
The way they all team up with the T-Rex.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I
good.
can get behind that.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's all we need for now, until I walk away and go, damn it, I forgot to
Yeah,
ask
it's all
that, but
good. We
can
are
have
here
that
all
in.
day,
Yeah.
apart from when I'm on my lunch. But I'm
Yeah.
happy to answer more questions. So if you do come back and go, oh shit, we forgot to ask that, just
Yeah.
come back and grab me.
All right, no worries.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
No
That's
problem
great.
at all. Have another
Cheers.
play. Try and get the high score. Come on.